It's good to see all of you here back again for Friday, 5:30 to visit Give Community Services. I know many of you have been with me for a long time, and hopefully you look forward to the show and the program that we offer in the community. Give Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit community-based organization which services a predominantly African American community on the south side of Chicago, far south side. We service the Chicagoland area in that we can give referrals to other programs, which are adult ed and literacy programs throughout the city of Chicago, and we can talk about some that are out in the suburbs also. If you're 16 years and older and you need help in learning how to read, write, and compute math, then you can come to our program in any literacy program for one-on-one individual tutoring. We call that adult basic education. And as an adult provider, we prepare you, individuals 16 years and older, for the GED test. And we have 5 disciplines in the GED that we cover, and that's writing, reading, science, social studies, and math. We've been in existence for 4 years and very grateful to have a CAN-TV show. We've had a lot of referrals. A lot of people have called to be a part of the program as adult learners. We advertise on TV 42 under learning opportunities. We also, under volunteer opportunities on channel TV 42, have advertisement for one becoming a volunteer board member. We're also seeking tutors, and the tutoring would be in helping those individuals, and you will be trained. It's a 12-hour session that you will be taken through. And as I said, again, I've been very grateful for the response over the years and very happy for the support that we have gotten from CAN-TV. It's a wonderful outlet for many of us who are out here on the grassroots level working to help improve the quality of life in the community through education and many different aspects, information shared. So the community and those of you who watch the show can be made aware of the need for the work of those who are doing it, and in whatever way that you may support us, we would appreciate it and are very pleased. We are a spiritual-based program where we believe in the humanistic needs of individual. My name is Cynthia Williams, and I'm the founder and executive director. And as you can see, I have a guest with me. And I tell you, being out here like I have been with this organization, it's wonderful to meet outstanding people like this gentleman. Now, he's a West Sider, but I tell you, let me tell you something. West Side, South Side, North Side, what's so important to me is to connect and network. That's very important when you're out here doing this work, and I'm very grateful for this gentleman. They say the West Side is the best side. I used to live on the West Side, Lowry, and I have family that live on the West Side, so I see a connection. But Mr. Lowry Taylor is our guest today, and he's the chairperson of, let me look at the flyer here, of the Digital Development Corporation and Oversight Committee. And he's just fabulous. I keep asking him, when did I meet you? I feel like he's been a part of my life. And, as I said, that feeling comes from the support that he has given me. And like I said, it encourages me. And just like some of you out there and many of you who want to further your education and give, we're here to support you. It's a circle. Everyone supports each other. Mr. Taylor, tell me something about what it is that you're about. Share with my audience, please.
Well, about 4 years ago, we decided to approach the digital divide in an innovative way as opposed to what was currently taking place throughout the city. People were trying to just make money on every opportunity, and at the same time, kids in the schools were falling further and further behind, schools going on probation. Currently, right now, our biggest campaign appears to be to create what's called a community benefits agreement for the 77 communities in Chicago in preparation for the RFP that the city of Chicago has recently released that would create a wireless network throughout the entire city.
Can I stop you right there? When you say RFP, would you kind of explain what that means to our audience?
RFP is a request for a proposal, and they issued it to corporate America. Basically, you're talking about Earthlink, Google, AT&T, IT corporations that can have the resources, the capacity to hook up a large city like this and make it one big hotspot. Well, there has to be digital inclusion, which means that the small people in the poor neighborhoods, as well as the well-to-do neighborhoods, as well as Michigan Avenue, have a right to get on the internet and be able to be brought up to speed educationally wise as it relates to technology, because this company is going to pay $25 million to the city for a right to make $100 million plus per year. Then how do we put digital inclusion in that piece so that those in Roseland, those in K-Town, those out in East Chicago can sign on to the internet and not be totally lost?
So now for me to understand this, Give Community Services can partake of this with, how can Give Community Services participate?
Right now, we've got 40 of 77 communities signed up, actively involved in this process of building a community benefits agreement. Right now, Give does adult literacy.
Yes.
So Give should be at these meetings in their neighborhood speaking on behalf of adult literacy, saying, well, we utilize the PC, we utilize the internet as a way of teaching GED.
Yes.
How can we benefit? You tell us how, so we can write this document and request that whoever gets this proposal agree with this document, because people power is what it's about.
Okay.
This happened just recently, as recent as a week ago, in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
They were able to come up with a community benefits agreement, and the provider of their internet in that region agreed to it. Now, what they get is $500,000 in a pot that groups such as Give and others in that area, they apply for funding so that they can be brought up to speed. This is Chicago. We can't work on $500,000.
Okay.
It's larger. So.
Okay. You know, I find that fascinating because the component that Give wants to get involved in is the digital technology world, because computers are essential. And as we process Give and having computers set up, yes, students can go to the computer, they can do lessons that will help them have the computer room, and they can go in there and just get what they need in order to help them to increase their education and to prepare for the GED. Not only a live instructor, but also be technologically savvy.
Correct.
That's what you're talking about. And yes, thank you for inviting us in. And I'm looking forward to the partnership and being a part of this. And it's just a wonderful thing, because even for those of us who are small, community-based, we need the help and support. You know, we're not up there with the big boys in a sense, but we would like to bring some of that back to the community. And Lowry, I really appreciate the higher power bringing us together and being a part of what your plans are. Now, my other question that I have is opportunities. What Give does also, besides the adult ed, GED, and individual tutoring, we believe in helping individuals with entrepreneurship, and that's creating their own businesses. Outside of you looking at the grocery store, there are other things that one can do. We also are involved in life skills development, helping individuals learn how to socialize, or we say get along, in the community, on the job, and in the family. Also, the issue of job training. Now, I have met people who have organizations that deal with job training, and there's some fantastic things going on. I tell all of you out there that even as you move forward to get your GED and increase your education, could you share some things that you're aware of, Lowry?
Well, great. I'm glad you mentioned that because out west we created a job training initiative that goes along the lines of recycling and refurbishing computers. In Chicago alone, in every year, 20 million plus computers are thrown into wastelands, landfills, shipped over to third world countries, sold, while we, as people on the west side, in Roseland, in Chatham, in Inglewood, do not have PCs the first, don't have a Windows 95 type of a system. So by taking ex-offenders or those who may have GEDs and are looking for some sort of job training and saying, listen, we will teach you how to take apart these computers. We'll take apart 300 a month. If you can take apart 300 PCs, you can easily put that computer back together. It's through first-hand experience. Now, if you can move into the classroom, bring your reading scores up and start working on your GED or preparing for the CompTIA A+ certification. Now you can take that test and you qualify to work as a A+ technician and earn from 15 to 30 bucks an hour. Wow. That's job creation, and that's not only there, but in the transportation of the computers from the warehouse to the classroom and back again. So it's about us working together, creating job opportunities.
I think that is so fabulous. Now, is this only happening in your area at this time?
Believe me, Cynthia, we are late on the west side. Pastor Harold Bailey has been doing this at Olive Harvey College.
Yeah, I've met him, part of my network. Yes. He's fabulous.
He's a great man.
Fabulous
been
gentleman.
Doing it for 27 years.
Yes.
Very quiet about how he works and without a dollar of the government funds. And that's how we want to emulate ourselves, because that's a successful program. Yes. So our focus is currently on developing jobs, reaching out and creating working agreements with corporate America and others to hire from temp to full-time our graduates. And so far we've got 2 jobs waiting for our graduates.
That's wonderful. I really appreciate that. We have a caller. Yes, caller. How may we help you?
Yes, I'd just like to say this is a real good program.
Could you speak up a little louder, please?
I said this is a real good program. It's always good to watch it. But then you have one of the best people in the world as your guest. That's Mr. Lowry Taylor. Lowry, this is Joe Burnett, man. It's good to see you. You're always looking out for our people. So, again, you're doing the work that God put us here for, and you just continue to do it. There are some good black brothers out here, sister.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you, Joe. And as I said before, I am so encouraged. And as a black female out here, let me tell you, it can be a struggle even with that issue. And I'm so grateful for these, as I say, real black men. And they got a heart and a compassion for the community, and they step out and they do what they can do. And I love partnering with these gentlemen. I've been very, very fortunate as I travel along this road, because it's not easy. You know, when I was go ahead.
Joe Burnett and I worked. He's a great LSC member with some school on the south side. He's been a great father, parent, and he would go to Springfield with us when I was working with the local school council.
Okay.
And that brother there is a great, if he wanted to be a lobbyist, he could do it. He could make good money.
Well, thank you, Joe, for your call in. And do remember, audience, this is CAN TV Hotline 21. and we're discussing those things that relate to community work and education, and we're dealing with the digital issues of technologies, which are so important as we learn and increase our reading, writing, and math skills as we prepare for our GED. There are people and there are other areas that we can go into as we go along this path of success in each and every one of our lives. We have another caller. Yes, caller. How may we help you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi.
One of the things that people does, it doesn't make sense these days to even get your computer upgraded, because by the time you have it upgraded and you're looking towards the warranty, you can get you a new computer. That's one of the things people are really doing these days. What I want to do is, when I get my new, there's going to be a new operating system come out next year or so, Vista.
Yes.
And there's going to be a 64-bit processor. Most computers now, they use what you call the 35-bit processor, which use the operating XP operating system. I don't mind donating my old computer for some adult person maybe to reap the benefits of it. Then a child they're going to sit around just gather dust or play the games off. So I was trying to stay in contact with you to donate my old one.
Okay, well, this is what I want you to do. At this time, you contact Give Community Services. This is the number, 773-651-5785. 773-651-5785. And I'll contact you with Mr. Taylor and what he's about, okay?
Take care, man.
Thank you so very much. As I said, this is a call-in show, and we are getting calls, but this is part of the process as we move towards success in our individual lives. And I want you to know, as I said again, that Give is here for you, but we do have something, a flyer that I'd like to share with you that Mr. Taylor brought with him. And Mr. Taylor, can you tell us something about what this is about, please?
Well, this is a call to action meeting for Black Metropolis Bronzeville tourism group. Harold Lucas is a great brother. He's been an organizer out in that area for extremely long time. He's he represents Bronzeville and his group, part of the 40 community groups that are working to create what's called a community benefits agreement. We need this so that we can ask the vendor that's going to install this network, this wireless network, that this is what Chicago communities want. Come out to this meeting next Saturday in Bronzeville, particularly if you live there. We need you to come and represent and put your 2 cents in, because it's a community group.
And it's at 3501 South King Drive? 3501
Yes.
South King Drive, that's what it says on the flyer. I'm trying to, 3501 South King Drive, Suite 1 East, Chicago, Illinois, 60653. Saturday, November the 11th, 12 noon to 2 p.m., Black Metropolis Convention and Tourism Council, Chicago Digital Access Alliance, Black Metropolis Convention and Tourism Council, Black Metropolis Technology Commission. Well, you know what? And I'm very happy that you have this information, because Give can come also, right?
Definitely.
We need to put our 2 cents in. Those of you who are out here working in the community, become a part, come and share your thoughts and ideas. And it's like going to the church, fellowshipping. We need to fellowship out here together so we can be encouraged and not feel like we're out here struggling by ourselves. And I'm very grateful. We have a caller. Yes, caller. How may we help you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Taylor. How are you? This is Eric Coleman.
Oh, great. I'm doing great.
It's good to hear from you again from Dorothy Brown, remember?
Yes, hey.
The call the action on 35th and King Drive. Will you be at that meeting?
Yes, I will.
I would like to sit and discuss some things with you. I got some computers I'd like to donate to you also.
Great. Thanks, Eric.
Good to talk to you, man.
Likewise.
All right.
Thank you very much for that caller. And as I said again, and if you don't mind, I say this, he mentioned Dorothy Brown. Let me share with my audience before we end that the Honorable Dorothy Brown will be on Give's show next Friday at 5:30. Next Friday at 5:30, so be prepared. I'm going to answer some questions in regards to young people. And it should be an exciting show, and this is a fantastic lady. she makes sure she comes out into the community. I noticed that about the Honorable Dorothy Brown.
Well, you know, Eric Coleman is a great. He's very people. He's a great guy. He worked on the campaign. That was the last campaign I worked on when we first got Dorothy elected to the clerk's office. Eric was right there, and he was fantastic. We did a great job. We had 200 volunteers, increased that to 2,500.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
People were saying there wasn't that large of. And you know, that whole piece that you guys did a great job. And I know as in my travels and networking and going out to different places, I run up upon her and we talk about some things that are going on with the work that I'm doing. So she's a fabulous person, fabulous lady. And as I said again, you guys tune in next Friday, and we have the honor and privilege of her coming to the show, and we can discuss things with her about education and the need for education in the community. And thank you so very much. Now, if you have any calls, you have any questions or statements you'd like to make, the Give Community Services, as I said, provides one-on-one tutoring, adult literacy help for those who need to learn how to read, increase their reading, writing, and math skills. We also have instructors who prepare individuals 16 years and older for the GED exam. I've got success stories. Last week, a adult male in his 30s called and surprised me and honored me by saying he loved me. I got to talk to my husband about that. But he said he loved me because he's so appreciative of the program and how we helped him in preparing, and he ended up passing his GED. He came back to the class and he was just proud, walking around.
Now, Cynthia,
yes.
You know, I mentioned to you that we had a 28-year-old young man out in our area, and maybe the audience, somebody can help us, but this guy cannot read. Cannot read or a lick. And he needs serious one-on-one attention. And I wanted to bring that to your attention in the hopes that maybe you can point us in the right direction, because he's a dynamite technician.
All right.
But if you ask him to go on the internet, that's where it stops. So he can't get from here to there, no further outside that refurbishing room. All he can do is take the video cards out, the motherboard. He can do that great, but we've got to get him to the next level,
to the literate level.
Right, I can't do that.
So let me make a request of any of you who are volunteers. Now, I could work with him, but can I do it all? No, I need help. And here we go again. We need volunteers. And if anyone out there would be willing to volunteer, all of you, as many as you want, to come and volunteer. And if anyone feels from hearing this story that this is something that you can do, you can work with this person. I did special ed, and I've had adults that have come in that are learning disabled. And we've got to remember that the whole special ed program was created for those who had biological issues, but there are other things that have been thrown in the mix with the children, behavioral problems and all of that. But I had a student wwho was a barber, a woman, and she had been in a car accident. So, you know, if anyone out there would like to volunteer, get the training to help this young man, I'd be more than willing to have you come in to give. Any of you. Also, I'm calling out for a secretary. Our phones get so full, I don't have the chance to answer all the calls. So if anyone would be willing to give up, it takes 90 minutes to deal with our phone message issue. I would be more than glad to receive you and to get you set up so that you can do that. I'll say 2 hours, 90 minutes, 2 hours. And our number for Give is 773-651-5785, 651-5785. We have a caller. Yes, caller. We got 30 seconds.
Yes, my name is Keith McGool, and I was wanting to know, you were saying about the volunteer
to
help.
Yes,
I'm willing to do that.
Okay, sir, let me stop because we're going to be turning off in a minute. Get a pen and a piece of paper, write the number down. 773-651-5785. 773-651-5785. Call that number Monday. And for those of you who have called, just bear with me. Call Monday, and we'll get back to you. We have another caller.
Okay.
Got 15 seconds. Thank you, sir. 15 seconds. Yes, how may we help you?
I love you very much. Thanks.
Okay. Well, you know what, Mr. Taylor, I am so grateful for you having come on the show today. I just got to show my overhead. I love this overhead. See that, all of you? Very grateful for you coming on the show. I want to thank you all very much and see you next Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.